This is by far one of the best videos that I found to put together for you to show you where I really believe we're at today. So let me get this uploaded for you. And I hope you enjoy this, guys. There's a tremendous amount of information in this video. So please enjoy. Jesus.
But what if all that was not about driving your car or having a refrigerator? What if that was all about your 24-hour, 365 video surveillance? Man, the bones are flying around so much, I thought I was in the dog pound. He cut Fauci's security detail, Bolton's security detail, dragged us out of the WHO, out of the Paris Accord. I mean, he's out there fighting the DEI policies. He's going to fix California. He's going to fix North Carolina, and everything is going good, right? Like MAGA is out there just woo, woo, woo. So right now I want to share with you guys a post that I put up that got 11.1 million views. Holy smokes. And basically what you're seeing right here is a picture of Donald J. Trump with J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. And in the bottom right corner, I circled the word Palantir. Now, a lot of people are not familiar with Palantir, so I'm going to show you this video right here that kind of gives you a little summary of what is Palantir.
After 17 years on the private market, data analytics company Palantir is ready to make its public market debut.
Co-founded by Peter Thiel back in 2003, its mission, providing software that customers use to integrate volumes of data from images to spreadsheets into a central platform where it can then be securely analyzed and interpreted.
News of Palantir's plans to go public, as well as its recent announcement that it will be relocating its headquarters from Palo Alto to Denver, has put the secretive software company in the spotlight. Best known for its work with U.S. government agencies like the CIA, the Department of Defense, and most controversially, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the company was founded following 9/11 with the goal of defending American interests. Confusion remains about what it is exactly that Palantir does, and why their work with law enforcement agencies has raised eyebrows. The name Palantir comes from the Lord of the Rings. In the fantasy series, Palantiri are spherical stones that help powerful users see what is going on in other parts of Middle-earth and communicate with each other. Founded in 2003 by billionaire Peter Thiel.
Now, I know you're like, well, Doug, this is Thiel. Who is Thiel? What is this guy? How does he come into the play? You have to go look at J.D. Vance and his business associates. Thiel is a business associate, and if you go look at the company that they had together that they just sold before he became vice president, your jaw probably hit the ground. But let's continue on with the video.
The CIA was one of the company's earliest investors and its only customer for a number of years. Eventually, other intelligence agencies like the FBI and the NSA jumped aboard, using the company's customized data analytics capabilities to track and capture terrorists, insurgents, and drug smugglers, and many more. Karp's been building out a sales team, and in 2019, the company spent 61% of its revenue on sales and marketing. However, long-standing government contracts remain integral to the company's revenue as well as its reputation. And during the coronavirus crisis, Palantir has formed a number of new partnerships too, with the VA, the National Institutes of Health, and Britain's National Health Service, helping these agencies, as well as the CDC, to track the spread of the virus and allocate resources.
In order to make decisions right now, in order to know where the PPEs need to go, in order to know when and where you're going to reopen, you want all the analytical models, all the pieces of information all in one place. Palantir is really designed to thrive in a crisis.
But especially under the Trump administration, the company's work with ICE and police departments has raised considerable concern in the liberal-leaning Silicon Valley, leading Palantir to double down on its commitment to law enforcement and national defense. This ethos also holds true for Palantir's work with police departments from New York City to Los Angeles, New Orleans, and Chicago, who have used the tech for surveillance of criminal suspects and predictive policing, a tactic that civil liberties groups say leads to over-policing of minority neighborhoods. But can Palantir really claim to be above the political fray?
I understand the desire to be neutral and to kind of say, hey, we're going to play by the rules. That is a logically coherent stance if companies are also neutral with regard to who makes the laws. But hold on, if you're willing to back political factions with your own money, you can't say, well, in this aspect of our business, we do influence policy and politics, but over here, we are politically neutral. It doesn't work that way.
Now, I could add a lot more videos talking about Palantir, how they're already using it in the military, how some guys like it, how some guys don't. But the whole thing about it is it's a giant video surveillance, program, okay, that I believe is going to be ushered in to bring us our social credit scores and our digital IDs and all the stuff that we've been talking about for years now. I know, you don't believe it's true, but just keep listening to this information. And when we're done, just draw your own conclusions and share this video with your friends. Well, that's Palantir. And as you can see, their data mining and everything that they're going to be doing in the future for us is going to be heavily dependent on a lot of electricity. Okay, so here's Donald J. Trump at the WEF. Now, actually, I have a problem with this. I don't think he should be addressing the WEF. I don't think he should be talking with the WEF. We know that that's Klaus. We know that Kissinger was involved with the WEF. We know that the World Economic Forum is one of the hinge pins to usher in the new world order. So I don't know why he goes there. If it feels good, whatever the reason is, he should be just like with the WHO and just like with the Paris Accord. He should be withdrawing from that. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you guys some more proof that there is an agenda going on and it's not the people's agenda. But I digress. Here's Donald J. Trump talking about the data centers that he wants or is putting into America. He's going to fast track them and they're going to have their own power.
I'd like to see is rapid approvals. We're going to give very rapid approvals in the United States, like with the AI plants, talking to many people want to build them. That's going to be a very big thing. We're going to build electric generating facilities. They are going to build. I'm going to get them the approval. Under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting. And the big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? For AI to really be as big as we want to have it, because it's a very competitive, it'll be very competitive with China and others. So I'm going to give emergency declarations so that they can start building them almost immediately. And I think it was largely my idea because nobody thought this was possible. It wasn't that they were not smart because they're the smartest, but I told them that what I want you to do is build your electric generating plant right next to your plant as a separate building connected. And they said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any way to get any electricity. So we are going to allow them to go on a very rapid basis to build their plant, build the electric generating plant. They can fuel it with anything they want, and they may have coal as a backup.
Now, you heard him say it with his own mouth. It's going to require 100% more electricity, y'all. Don't you guys get it? They can't do facial recognition and all this stuff without a lot of electricity. Okay, it's not so you can drive around in Tesla cars, which are horrible, by the way, but it's for the coming video surveillance 24/7, digital IDs, social credit scores, facial recognition. All that stuff is coming. I've been trying to warn you and warn you and warn you, okay, because this is a long-term plan and they are executing it. And in another video coming up, I'm also going to show you there are countries already adopting 100% this program. And here's Kevin O'Leary actually talking about all the power that it takes to do the mining for the Bitcoin.
But the bigger problem, Pomp, is this. Let's say you want to raise new capital, because I'm in the mining business and I want to raise, let's say you're going to do a 300 megawatt facility in a friendly state like North Dakota or Montana or South Carolina, where you can get power. You can get a plug-in for less than 4 cents a kilowatt hour, which is what you need to be globally competitive. You have to find a power source behind the meter. In other words, where you can prove to someone that you are compliant from a carbon perspective. And that really points to nuclear power and hydropower. So all of a sudden, places like Northern Norway, where we have a facility being built in a company called BitZero, we're behind the meter. Every electron comes from a giant hydro dam. No need for a carbon audit.
And now the way they're going to sell this to the public, right? Because they always go after your health, right? Because, everyone just wants to beat cancer, right? The big, long lie of pharma and cancer has been killing people for a long, long time. All you have to do is look up Dr. Gershon and read his story, and you will see how you've been bamboozled, okay? But here's a guy from Stargate, and he's selling you on the centers, okay, the data centers. And if you look right to his left while he's talking, that's the little Japanese guy that gave $500 billion to get this stuff going.
The data center we already built, it was the largest computer ever built. The data center we're building will surpass it and be the largest computer ever built, which enables this AI, which will allow personalized medicine. This is going to touch all of us. Yes, it takes a huge investment, but the result of the investment will be vaccines that prevent cancers, personalized medicine, where we never again run into a problem like COVID-19 before, because we get an early warning. We know when COVID starts, when there are a handful of patients, rather than having to wait until it's become an epidemic and very difficult to control. This is a very large investment that affects all of humanity.
If you know anything about this stuff, or if you've done any homework outside of what the media tells you, you know that they're not going to be able to have vaccines for cancer or any other thing. And it's my opinion that there is no such thing as a good vaccine. Had to break that up a little bit because YouTube is still demonetizing and removing videos that go against the narrative of putting mRNA technology into your body. Okay, why are they so hell-bent on putting mRNA technology in your lettuce, in your cows, in your pigs, in your chickens, and in your arm? Please leave a comment down below on why you think that is. Before we get out of here, and I just hipped you to Palantir and the data centers and all the energy they're going to require, and you know how they're going to build energy independent data centers with nuclear or possibly hydro, and as you heard Donald Trump say, or with anything you can power it with, because that's how important those data centers are to the whole program. Before we get out of here, I'm going to leave you a picture of the 2025 budget that provides ongoing funding for nanotechnology, mRNA vaccines. You cannot make this stuff, y'all. If you're just surface level, you know, living out there, watching the little regular media and stuff, you're not going to see any of this stuff coming. But if you get out there and try to dig for yourself and look up these connections, you know, like when Donald Trump hired Barr, the first thing I did was went to go look up who is Barr's daddy, right? Like, who is Barr's daddy? Because usually if you go look up where they come from, the nut doesn't fall far from the tree. And when I saw that Trump hired Barr and who Barr's daddy was, I knew that was going to be a big mess. And I was right. So all I'm trying to do is give you guys a little heads up, right? You know, we live 100% off.
Guys, if that doesn't wake you up, nothing will. Listen, we're talking about going right back to the mRNA, okay? The VAX. They're saying they're going to take a blood test from every single human being on the earth and project 5 to 10 years from now if you're going to be sick or not, and make it mandatory that you receive that to prevent an illness that you don't even have now that you may get in 10 years. We're talking about a universal income. We're talking about social credit scores and tracking. And we're talking about the pedal to the metal regarding artificial intelligence. We're talking facial recognition. We're talking Donald Trump saying that we are in a race with China to see who's going to rule the world regarding artificial intelligence. And we already know transhumanization and the merger of humans with robots. This is where this, as crazy as this sounds, this is where everything is headed. I hope the video helped you, man. I'm just here to share with you some truth and let you make your own educated decisions regarding this. I know where I believe we are in the Bible. I believe we're in Revelation 12, was fulfilled in 2017. And right now, I believe we're in Revelation 13. We're being prepared for the mark of the beast. That's where I believe we are. So listen, I love and appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you next time in Jesus' name.